Hey y'all, what's up? Tax planning. We're going to talk about it today as day 15 of our 29 days. Now, yesterday, if you happen to catch me live, I talked about today we're going to talk about continuing financial education. Well, I was wrong. So, we're going to talk about strategic tax planning today. I am not a CPA, I'm not a tax accountant. I'm going to recommend you talk to your specific CPA tax accountant, the person that assists you with your taxes every year on these things. But let's talk about some ways that we can be strategic about planning and preparing for tax planning so that there are no surprises. And also, you're in a position to where, as you're increasing your income, because I know we are those higher income earners, you can find some ways to keep more of your money versus paying a lot in taxes. So, for those of you who do not know who I am Nashaya Richardson, the Play Money Coach. I work with high achieving professionals who want to learn how to manage their money like a boss so they have more play money to do the things they enjoy. If you're catching me live, put hashtag live. Catch this on the replay, hashtag replay. Tag your friends, tag your mama, tag your auntie if you want them to hear this message, or if you like, listen, this is so valuable, I can't keep it to myself. Um, and before we go into today, let me just let you know that the Money Haven Academy is back. So, for those of you who do not know what the Money Haven Academy is, it is my online community for high achieving women who are ready to build a healthier relationship with their money. They want to crush their financial goals and they want to get money coaching from me monthly. So maybe you're like, listen, I really want to work with you, but the one to one I'm not quite ready for, and but I still want to be in your space and learn from you and get support with my money so that this year I am crushing all my money goals and I'm building a healthy relationship with money. I'm also doing it with other women who are excited about really thinking and doing better things with their money. And I just want to be there because that's the space I've been looking for. Type Haven in the comments if you would like to be a part of this community. It is a $97 monthly membership. And if you decide, listen, I'm all in, I know I need to be there all year, it is $1,500 for the year. Excuse me, it's $1,200 for the year. And you will also get a one-to-one coaching session with me. So, which is a bonus as paying in full for the whole year. So, again, if you want to be like, listen, that's my space, I need to be there, type Haven in the comments. So, let's talk about strategic tax planning. Now, this is right on time because I'm actually a little bit late today because I just had a important phone call that I had to take from my tax accountant who did my taxes this year. Now, first thing I will say is that I don't play about my taxes. And I have not done my own taxes probably for like the last 7 or 8 years because I don't want to mess anything up. Like, this is an important thing. And I understand like how a lot of people are afraid of the IRS. Well, if that is you, then you need to hire a professional. And no, I'm not talking about a professional who only throw up their pop-up stand once a year and then they disappear for the rest of the year. No, someone that you can go to throughout the year so that you are planning and preparing for your taxes depending on your financial situation and things you have going on so that there are no surprises when it's time to file taxes. Now, to be honest with you, I actually had a surprise this year, and I'm going to be like, just share, right? I actually had a surprise this year because there were a lot of differences in my income this year. I earned a lot more income in my business, and I earned a lot more income in my full time job. So the things that I was expecting to happen that happened last year did not happen, right? So even though it wasn't a horrible surprise, I learned that I needed to do some different things to prepare for next year with my tax planning. And thankfully, I have an amazing tax accountant, Annette Campbell, who I worked with this year, who actually helped me with that. And is a resource that I can go to so that I'm prepared for next year. So let's talk about you and how you can prepare. So as you're earning more income, right? We're getting out of that space where we're getting large refunds. So yes, when I was actually I don't think I ever really got large refunds. Now that I think about it, but I remember even when I was making my $40,000, right? I think I used to get like $500 refunds or something like that. But I'm going to tell you why that is actually a good thing. And I remember when I was making a lot less money, and some of my coworkers or the people I knew, they were talking about how they got back $10,000 and $8,000 and all these thousands of dollars. And I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Right? Like, why am I not getting all of this money back? You heard what I said. What am I doing wrong? Right? And then when I became a mom and I started claiming my son, I was like, okay, finally, this is where I'm going to see these big returns. And even then, I didn't see really big returns. I think it would probably be like $1,000 total between the federal and state. And I'm like, I don't understand, which was either way, it was good because I never owed. But at the same time, I'm like, the math just ain't mathing. Then I got educated on what the ultimate goal is of when you're filing your taxes and you do a tax return. The goal is to break even where you don't owe anything and you don't get a large refund. And that's exactly what had actually happened this year, right? Full transparency, I got $150 from the federal and like 100 and something dollars from the state. So I I win it. But I also like to say that I understand the big refund looks good. It feels good because it's like, ooh, yay. But what I need to point out to you is that means you have overpaid in taxes throughout the year, which means you have given the government a free loan, no interest throughout the year that they can use for whatever they want, while you are saying to yourself, man, I wish I had more money in my paycheck, right? Now, um, as you are increasing your income, there are a few things that you can really start doing so that you are decreasing your taxable income. Because, once you're in that six figures and you don't have a lot of dependents or you don't have a lot of deductions, you're probably wondering, like, how can I keep more of my money and also make sure I am fulfilling my tax obligations. So I'm going to go through these things quick. Again, I am not a CPA nor am I a tax accountant. So these things you need to talk to your tax professional about for your specific finances. Okay. So first is make sure your W-4 is filled out correctly. That is the form that you fill out at your job to let them know how many taxes or how much taxes should be coming out of your paycheck. Based on how you fill out that form, that's how they know how much to pull out of your paycheck, and it's done, right? So it should be based on how you file taxes, right? So if you file taxes as head of household, then that's how your W-4 should be filled out. If you file it this way, that's how it should be filled out, right? Now, if you ever have questions about this, and maybe you don't have a tax professional that you can go to right now, the IRS has a tax withholding calculator on their website. Because, guys, the IRS does not want to pay you a refund during tax season either. So they want you to actually not overpay because it creates more work for them, right? They don't want to pay all that money back. They want everyone to break even. So go on the IRS website, type in your web browser, W-4 withholding calculator. On there, you're going to see a little blue button. Click it that says tax withholding calculator, and then you can answer the questions based on your specific financial tax situation, and it's going to tell you how to fill out that W-4 form so that one, you're not overpaying taxes, and two, you're not underpaying taxes so that you don't owe a whole bunch of money. Now, this is really important for everyone, but specifically those of us who tend to owe a lot of money during tax time. Fill out this calculator so that you can see what should actually be coming out of your paycheck if you're not going to do some of these other things to reduce your tax liability, right? Because you could be paying more throughout the year. You could be paying more monthly versus getting a large bill during tax season and then having to pay thousands of dollars. Now it feels heavy. It feels like a burden because you're like, man, I owe the IRS $5,000. Well, you could have paid, $400 and something a month, in more taxes or other things that I'm going to talk about, and reduce that to where now there's no surprises, you break even, and now you're good, right? So now the second thing is, hey girl. So the second thing is invest. So that is going to reduce your tax liability. So I know some of us are like, oh my gosh, investing is scary, or oh my gosh, I need all my money in my paycheck, or all the things that come up with investing. I don't know enough about it. It doesn't make sense or whatever. We need to be investing because that's going to help us reduce our tax liability. So if you are someone that works a job like myself, then invest into your retirement plan, because what that is going to do is allow you to reduce your tax liability. So if you're in there and if you're a higher income earner, now the more that you invest up to however much the limit is, that reduces your taxable income, which means now you're paying less taxes. But you are putting your money into something that's going to grow for you. And now you're keeping more of your money and allowing it to work for you versus paying taxes and not investing. And now that money is going to taxes when you could be putting it towards your retirement and reducing your tax liability. That makes sense. Put a one in the comments, right? Now make sure, if you are using that strategy and you're looking at, okay, what ways can I reduce my taxable income? You are putting it into traditional investing, traditional retirement account, because an Roth IRA is post taxes. So that's going to be after taxes come out. You can invest that money. So it's a little different. But again, you want to have these professionals. You want to have a financial advisor. You want to have a tax accountant or CPA that's going to help you with these things. So investing is great. It allows you to keep more of your money working for you, and it also allows you to reduce your taxable income. So very cool. The third thing is business deductions. So having a side hustle or a small business is a great way to reduce your taxable income. So if you are someone that's working a job and you're looking for some ways that you can reduce your tax liability, then having business deductions, so that is going to allow you to reduce your taxable income. So if you are taking your itemized deductions, so maybe you pay for, you use your vehicle to get back and forth for your business. Maybe you use your internet at home. You use your home, so you can deduct a portion of that. Maybe you go to business conferences and you pay for coaching and consultants and other professionals to help you in your business. All of those things are deductions that can work for you to reduce your taxable liability, which is now great and going to position you to where you're getting to that break even, right? Also, if you have a health savings account at your job, this is typically for people who have a high deductible insurance plan. You can put money into your health savings account, which allows you to reduce your taxable income. And the fifth thing is donate, right? So I talked the other day about the power of giving back. So as we're increasing our income, now we have more play money, right, to do the things that we enjoy, that we value. Now that positions us to be able to give more to other people or causes that are important to us. That is a donation, right? And that is a tax write-off, right? So use that to your benefit, to where it is going to help you really reduce the amount of taxes that you have to pay. And then the last thing is home ownership. So if you have a mortgage, the interest that you pay on your mortgage can also benefit you with your taxes. Now, these are some things. There are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of tax deductions. There's actually a couple of books out there, like 495 tax deductions. But again, you want to consult with your tax professional to help you with planning so that you have no surprises when it's time to file your taxes, because nothing is worse than your tax person saying, listen, we filed everything, we looked over everything, and you owe thousands of dollars, right? Because if you're already in a financial space where you're like, okay, I just need to get some control because I'm feeling a little overwhelmed, this is going to make you feel more overwhelmed. And what typically happens is that then people stop filing taxes because now they don't want to experience that feeling again, which really is not the route to go, right? We want to face whatever it is that's in front of us so that then we can prepare better for next year. So instead of avoiding, the things that are don't feel that great, which could be like a tax bill, now we can say, let's actually face this and let's plan so that next year we're not in the same position. And then also, if we do have a tax bill, let's set some financial goals and work through our spending plan and create a plan so that we can pay this off and be in the positive come next year. Now, if you're in that space now and you're like, listen, Nishea, I need a plan to pay off some tax stuff. I need a plan to, build my savings, to pay off some debt, to really get myself in the space where I have control and I don't feel, this anxiety or this stress about my finances, then I invite you to join the Money Haven Academy. And if you're like, okay, I need to be in that community, then put Haven in the comments. Or if you're like, listen, I need one-to-one support. Like, the community is cool, that's cool, but I need like one-to-one support right now, because I know that what I need to get done is going to require some specialty, a little more TLC than being in a group setting. Then go ahead and direct message me and we can talk about what that looks like to work together one-to-one. So y'all, that was day 15. Like, we are now officially more than halfway done and I'm loving all of this. So tomorrow I'm going to talk about the importance of continuing your financial education. And, today I actually had a conversation with someone and it was enlightening for me. Not so much, but so much, right? Because, sometimes you get out of touch with things, even though you feel like you're communicating them. And they mentioned that, a lot of people look at people like me who are money coaches and, have their money stuff all together. And they look at us on a pedestal as if we don't understand their financial issues that they're going through. And they're afraid or embarrassed to come to us to say, like, listen, I need help, I need support. Because they feel like they're going to be judged or that we don't understand what they're going through. Well, that is so not the truth, right? And I had to let her know, like, listen, girl, like, I'm not exempt from none of this stuff, right? I've experienced probably most of everything that people are experiencing now, but I experienced it, years ago. And yes, I'm in a great financial space now, and I'm still learning things right now that is going to continue to help me build my finances and build my mindset and get me to a different financial space. But the things that I went through years ago are things that I will never forget because it's traumatic, right? And you're like, okay, I'm doing this so that I never experience that again, or at least I can control as much as I can control so that I don't experience that again. And then I'm also working to get to the other levels. So just know that, the debt, the bad credit, the no savings, the lack of financial literacy, the people pleasing, and no lack of boundaries in my finances, all that stuff, that was me. Like, I get it. So if you're like, Nishea doesn't understand me, so I don't know if she's the right person to talk to about my finances, I'm the right person. But let's come back tomorrow for day 16 and talking about the importance of continuing your financial education, because even when you think you got it all figured out, there's always something else that you can learn. So if you guys are coming back tomorrow, put a fire emoji in the comments. I look forward to seeing you. And y'all have an awesome evening. Stay safe, and I'll see y'all later.